So as Thailand and Cambodia's conflict drags on, families are caught in a crossfire on both sides of the border. Many fear that the conflict could spread further inland, as fighting has now entered into its fourth day. On Thursday, officials said that at least about 19 people have been killed in the latest hostilities, which resumed on Monday. And according to Thailand's defense ministry, 9 Thai soldiers were amongst those who were killed, while more than 120 have been wounded. While Cambodia's defense ministry has reported 10 civilian deaths and 60 others being wounded. Meanwhile, the American President Donald Trump is all set to make a phone call with the leaders of the two Southeast Asian nations, aiming to put an end to the renewed conflict that has erupted between the nations over a border dispute.
Yeah, I think I'll have to make a phone call. I was going to say that the Thailand and Cambodia, one of the 8 that I settled, they've been fighting for a long time. They've been fighting for a very long time, many decades. But I got along great with both. I found they were 2 great leaders, 2 great people, and I settled it once. I think I can do it pretty quickly.
Now, Trump's move comes after Thailand and Cambodia accused each other of breaching a truce agreement that was brokered by him earlier this year. So as both sides accuse each other of targeting civilian areas, the situation has led to the displacement of over 500,000 people in the border region, where jets, tanks and drones are waging a battle. And as fighting continues to rage, fleeing Cambodian villagers are finding shelter at makeshift camps as they hope for an end to the conflict.
They are fighting so hard. I can't stay home. I had to flee for my life. This is my 3rd time fleeing.
The ongoing border clashes between Thailand and Cambodia in the northeastern Thai province of Surin have forced the evacuation of over 60,000 residents and also the closure of schools and hospitals.
I'm worried that their strike will reach us because we are all here. There's a large number of people gathering together at shelter, and it's not just this shelter. There are a number of them close to each other. If the strike hits us, it would be devastating.
All right, now joining us on the broadcast is Mr. Voranai Vanijaka, a political analyst from Bangkok. Mr. Vanijaka, thank you very much indeed for joining us here on WION. Now, what exactly is playing out this moment between Thailand and Cambodia? There was a ceasefire that did not hold, and now the two nations are set to be back again over the dispute with respect to their border. Why is this happening again and again?
And of course, once the international community put enough pressure on us, then it will stop again. But it will stop for only maybe 2 months, maybe 2 years, maybe 10 years, but it will start again. Because the issue isn't really about borders and temples. The issue is more about regime stability, specifically to Cambodia.
Right, you say this is not about the borders and land and the temple that is, at the heart of this. And you say that this is something that can happen again in 2 months, 2 years, or probably 10 years. But why is this such a difficult conflict to bring to an end? Because Donald Trump has made it clear that he'll make a phone call again, and then he expects these two nations to again stop fighting. But do you expect that this fighting can resume again? What's happening?
I mean, Trump will make a phone call, and Prime Minister Anutin have said that he's willing to accept the phone call, but the phone call has not been arranged yet. And also, as you have said, Trump brokered a peace deal back in on October 26th. Both sides signed an agreement, and of course, not long after that, the agreement was broken. And before this round of shooting, we were shooting at each other back in July. And before that, there was a 10 years period where we have peace. Before the 10 years period, we had another conflict between 2008 and 2011 when we went to war. So it's just the same thing that happens again and again. Now, the reason why I'm saying it's not about borders and temples, it's about regime stability, because we have to look at the situation in the bigger context.
Right.
If we look at the timeline, the border tension this time around between Thailand and Cambodia started early 2025, late 2024. That was around the same time the U.S. started to target the scam centers in Cambodia very aggressively. The State Department said that the Cambodian government is actually involved with the scam industry.
Right.
And then the US started to sanction individuals and entities involving in the scam centers, starting with Lee Yong-pat, LYP Group. Lee Yong-pat is a senator in Cambodia, a tycoon, and also a business partner of Hun Sen. And then WION Group, which is owned by the family of Hun Sen. Now, along that same time, the tension at the borders between Thai and Cambodia started to escalate. And then we started to shoot at each other in July. And that lasted for about maybe 4 or 5 days. And then it stopped. But the tension is still there. We were still pointing guns at each other. Soldiers were still stepping on landmines. Now, that was in July. Now, come around October, if you remember, the U.S. announced the sanctioning of 146 entities and individuals relating to money laundering and scam operations.
Right.
So that brings the total of 159 individuals and entities sanctioned by the U.S. Then the UK follows, Singapore follows, Taiwan follows, South Korea follows. Thailand hasn't followed yet. Now, by about December 3rd, which is last week, Thailand announced the sanctioning of four different transnational criminal networks in Thailand, but Cambodia-based. So what we have here is pretty much the world and Thailand sanctioning companies and individuals that are all close tied to Hun Sen. Now, these companies, they conduct finance, banking, real estate, tourism, casino, energy, among other things, in a country of 18 million people.
I think you've put this stuff in perspective. We'll have to see as to how this conflict unfolds in the days to come. But thank you very much indeed, Mr. Vorunai Vanitaka, for joining us and getting us those updates from Bangkok. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.